Okay, hey guys, and welcome back to Dark Souls 3. So last time we left off, we had gotten to the tower in the middle of the Undead Settlement. We are going to finish up the last couple areas in this section and then move onward into the Road of Sacrifices. So towards that end, we're talking to
If like the others, then go.
Mr. Kareem here, whose name actually escapes me, ironically enough. And then we're going to finish up just the little side areas. You know, we're going to open this up and such. So it shouldn't be an issue. Anyway, before I do anything else, I'm going to open this and gain access to the bonfire, I believe is over. Not too far from this. Undead are like ogres, you see. They have layers. Oh. Yes.
Oh.
Oh.
Pardon me, I was absorbed in thought. I am Siegwart of Katarina. To be honest, I'm in a bit of a pickle. Have you ever walked near a white birch only to be struck by a great arrow? Well, if I'm not mistaken, they come from this tower. Whoever it is, I'm sure I can talk some sense into them. But I have to find a way up, and that's just the trouble. This lift only goes down, you see, and... Well, that doesn't get me anywhere.
And the solution is go down, and then he'll figure it out on his own. Alright, well, I was expecting a little bit more from that, but perhaps not. I don't have the clutch ring on, so... Bleed isn't an issue, so I mean, the ring of the blue toadstone could be useful. It's possible. Anyway, I still have yet to figure out... Well, I thought I figured out all the secrets to this, this area, but perhaps not. I know you have to go down underneath, but I'm not 100% sure if that... if you're able to get here otherwise. I'd rather do that if possible. Isn't there another key right? I'm sure there's a key for it somewhere, obviously, but... Okay, so they definitely all connect to each other. I just need to have a key. And I don't recall where the sewer key is located. I might as well handle this section as well, actually. Oh, and apologies for the last stream. It cut off. It's about an hour in total, for about 50 minutes maybe, and it cut off after like 25 minutes abruptly for no reason, you know. And apparently I just suck at streaming, you know. I don't notice when my audio or my video has failed me. I don't notice when the stream itself has completely stopped. I need to get good, so to speak. Oh, the sewer key is from the ashes here, too. I remember now. Okay. Damn. Lucky. Ah, crud. There we go, the Mortician's Ashes. That's what we're looking for. Ooh, that was lucky. Short-term luck, short-term luck. Damn, man. I'm gonna need that heal miracle soon. At least this house holds up somehow. To be honest with you, I'm not too sure. Even the rock seems to be. To be honest, I think a great arrow like that would crumble the rock. I guess it depends on what it's made out of. Now we have the first great disappointment of the game, the great scythe, quote unquote. That just kind of sucks. After such a great showing in Dark Souls 1 where it was literally the best dexterity weapon in the entire game, it just... I don't know. As soon as they started calling them Reapers, eh? You know, they just became, Well, to be fair, Frieda's Scythe is not bad. Is really good. Frieda's Scythe is actually one of the better weapons in the game. And the Corvian and the Pontiff Knight Scythe are actually decent. They're actually pretty good. They're not the best, but they're decent, you know. Okay. So obviously nothing's getting done here at the moment. I'll have to go back to the bonfire real quick. I'm surprised that connected. Oh no! I need to start experimenting with some more strategic moves. Varying up your moveset it's hard at first, but once you've done it, it's actually quite easy. Comparatively, I guess you could say anyway. Let's see if I can get this backstab off. Oh no! No, sir. That is just tragic. Okay. Oh, it's right there. Okay. My controller is acting up again for some reason. Oh, it's a crystal lizard. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, anyway, most importantly for the moment here, we're going to go and get the Undead Bone Shard and the Mortician's Ashes. Those two are going to be very important in order to accomplish our goals. We can get the Curse Rod of Greatwood, but we can't unlock Aegon and now I remember the name, Aegon in the other Firekeeper lady's quest line. There's a few other things we can't do in the sewers and that, so we'll have to do that real quick.
Ah, well met, Ashen One. How may I be of service? Gracious, passing fine ash thou'st given. Let this ash bestow nourishment. I only hope these new wares content thee.
So these are the equivalent of ball bearings from Elden Ring. She sells 3 more embers, So now we have a set of 6 embers at 2,500 a pop, which is not bad. They're nice to have for sure. She sells unlimited amounts of charcoal pine resin and charcoal pine bundles, quickly applied but less long lasting, and then slower applied and longer lasting, of course. Used in the Undead Settlement to preserve undead bodies after dissection and to bury them. Pine Bundle does not last for long, but can be used in inventive ways, such as applying it in the middle of a series of blows. Quickly applies fire to right-hand weapon. It's only 300, you know, it's really... This is far easier to get this than it is to get, like, bolt paper in, in Bloodborne, until you get pretty late in the game. And then the Grave Key. Key to the barred door leading from the sewer below the Undead Settlement to a moist grave. Moist. Most moist. It's most moist. Alright, the grave, which no longer receives visitors, was once the site of a statue of Velka, goddess of sin, and was believed to pardon wrongdoing and to lift curses. That's going to take most of my souls at the moment. Oh, then we do have human pine resin. Charcoal pine resin, rotted with human body fluids. Ugh. Temporarily applies dark to right-hand weapon. Normally used in the Undead Settlement for preservation and burials, but can mature into this state, becoming a valuable substance, used in a certain ceremony. Often seen for trade at exorbitant prices. Huh. Gaining access to this disgusting stuff is a matter of certain ceremony, apparently. Alright, that's gross. I just realized now, after playing this game quite a few times, why they call it human pine resin. It's basically like corpse wax from Elden Ring or something, right? It's like a nasty, dead body fluids. And then that retains some essence of the dark soul, the humanity that's within the body, and thus it applies dark to your weapon. Used in a certain ceremony. Strange. It is for trade at exorbitant prices, I'll give you that. Strangely enough, you can only hold 5 resins. You can hold 20 pine bundles. Yeah, it's triple the price. So it's not often seen at exorbitant. Yeah, I'll give you that. I don't believe any of the other things are new. I think that's it. I don't think the leather shield is part of the trio of unique parry tools, right? You know, there's the target shield, the buckler, and the parry dagger. But I don't believe that the leather shield counts as that. I think there was a third one in Dark Souls 1, right? There was a third, the buckler, target shield, and there was like one more. Maybe it was the leather shield. It does say in the item description it makes ideal instruments for parrying. So it could be, but it's referring to small shields in general. I'm not too sure if that's really worth it or not. Let's see here what I can sell. Oh, and I forgot about Vort. I should see into... Oh, I need to get the kiln from killing the Greatwood, and then I can use his soul. Vort served as an outrider knight, never far from the fleeting dancer, one of the twisted souls steeped in strength. Used to acquire many souls or transpose to extract its true strength. You can tease out its true strength, just as Yoel says. It begs the question, why are there so many cracked red-eye orbs running around? Lore-wise, I guess it's something that's not too easily answerable. A swordsman can appreciate a sharp weapon, for they scale effectively with dexterity. The Lothric Knight Sword is nice because you can... I did a lot of farming. I got several of these things, you know, I might as well sell them off. Maybe keep one extra, I suppose, for just testing purposes. Things like the 4-pronged plow are not going to be of any assistance here. This 4-pronged plow is shaped like a fist and is a worker's tool in the Undead Settlement. Not originally intended for battle, but serves as a deadly weapon owing to its sharp points. Long spear wielded by the proud Lothric Knights, designed for long-range thrusting. Lothric Spear Knights are known for their steadfastness, and this spear boosts the poise of its wielder. Get rid of all but one of those. It's interesting, the Mailbreaker is actually... It seems basically pointless. The only reason you would want to use the Mailbreaker is if you were really strapped for equip weight. 1.5 weight versus 2 on the Rapier. The Rapier is doing significantly higher damage, really. 89 plus 6 versus 95 plus 17. I mean, C, you know, an E in strength and a C versus a D. You're getting significantly better scaling. You're getting better base damage for a trifle in terms of extra weight, and you're getting a 130 critical instead of a 125. In fact, it seems as though... Yeah, 92 versus 95. You're doing 3 more damage with the Mailbreaker versus a dagger. You might as well just, if you want low equip weight, just get the dagger. The Mailbreaker is basically the most useless weapon in this game, essentially. Which is, it's a shame. The Knight's crossbows are nice. Crossbow used by the proud Knights of Lothric. It bears an elaborate gold design. The crossbow has been blessed with the power of lightning in anticipation of the use of lightning bolts. And it does do lightning damage too. I forgot about that. Skill is tackle. Lunge into the shoulder tackle, pushing back enemies to create distance. We have 2 Caduceus round shields, so... And yeah, see, and there's the same sentence there. Wooden shields are light, manageable, and offer... Oh, no, that's a different one. Okay, never mind. I am hallucinating. Maybe it's the small leather shield that I'm thinking of here, actually. Rather than leather shield, it may be the small leather shield. It features a... Yes, yeah, this is it. It features a large central protrusion designed for parrying attacks. Yeah, I believe this is the other one of the trio that has a a faster parry animation. I'm not sure if this one is faster in Dark Souls 3, but I know in Dark Souls 1 that was the case. Hat worn by a cleric turned undead. Typical attire for blue-robed travelers. It is said that they were entrusted with a duty. Still, its nature is yet to be revealed. Unmistakable vibrant blue robes. It is said that the blue-robed travelers were entrusted with a duty. They bore large covers on their backs to ensure that they would not become seedbeds for spreading darkness. Robe worn by the guardian of the shrine. The firekeepers were robbed of light to better serve as vessels for souls. Only those who cherished the writhing, searing darkness were given the keeper's black attire. So it begs the question, why would they seemingly trick? You know, for example, Irina and Egon, you know, or Egon seems to be almost tricking her, you know. She seems to be like under this impression that it's going to be some kind of glorious duty to her kingdom, to her faith, to become a firekeeper, but then she realizes what it's like, that they have to be blinded and you have to be constantly in contact with the creatures of the abyss, and right, it makes this very clear. Only those who cherish the writhing, searing darkness, these creatures that nibble at you, are granted keepers status, right? It's strange that they didn't vet them better, right? Maybe they're just that desperate for firekeepers, but they definitely did not vet them properly. Armor of a celebrated Lothric knight. The code of distinction is all but fallen apart. The knight has served as one of the three pillars since ancient times, and shares place alongside the wyverns as a symbol of Lothric. Only those possessing a knight's resolve are fit to wear this garment. And I'll go through those. Sell off the extras. Same with the leggings. My farming for the 20k souls for the tower definitely came out with its extra benefits.
Ashen
Okay.
One, be sure to bring...
Ah, there you are, unkindled one. I am pleased to have a pupil as dedicated as you.
So I'm debating on whether to grab Great Combustion, which is definitely a really good spell, versus
To learn pyromancies, you must vow to
going to
become
Yol
my
and getting
pupil.
his sorcery.
I know, but such is the way of the world. Respect your elders and so on. And pyromancy, of course, is no exception. Oh, we'll need a pyromancy tome to learn more advanced pyromancies. Though unorthodox, that would be the most expedient way to make progress. If this were the Great Swamp, and you had the luxury of time, we could have trained you the hard way. To learn Pyre and
Okay.
do not be gone for long.
Yeah, I think I'm going to vouch for Yul getting a magic weapon from Yul. Getting my AAR increased like that is definitely going to be worth more to me. Great Combustion is nice and all, don't get me wrong, but
I would.
still,
Then shall we
it's a good
declare
option.
her?
Oh, I didn't know I had another level yet. Let's see here, though. What are the requirements? Soul Greatsword. I really do want to try Soul Greatsword. It's supposedly pretty good, but I've never played a sorcerer in this game particularly before. So let's grab that.
Then shall we begin? Bearer of the dark sign, let your true strength shine.
I could go for an increase in either faith or intelligence. I think my vigor is definitely high enough for now. Endurance otherwise would be nice, but I don't think I'm too bad off on endurance. You know, I'm still 97 seems decent enough, I would say. And I don't need any more strength or dex at the moment. Let's go with one more point. One more point into faith, I guess.
You have attained ample strength. All will soon be clear, my good lord. You have attained ample strength. All will soon be clear, my... You have attained ample strength. All will soon be clear, my good lord. As I have said, I was once a sorcerer. Alas, the magic of Londor is a far cry from the wonders of Vinheim. But I can teach you what I know. Perhaps, more importantly, I believe that I can help tease out your true strength. We pilgrims of Londor are keenly aware that those branded by the dark sign possess something quite special.
Okay, and I believe that after he dies and it transfers over to Yuria, that all of his spells are available from her as well. But I know that Soul Arrow and Heavy Soul Arrow will definitely be available from Griggs, is his name? Or am I thinking of the other guy from Dark Souls 1? Whatever the sorcerer, Orbeck. Griggs is the guy from Dark Souls 1, yes. Orbeck would have these two. I'm pretty sure he'd have Magic Shield as well. So Soul Greatsword is the only one I really need to hold on to, and I'm pretty sure Yuria will have it. So I'm gonna...
Be safe, our lord.
You see he changes his dialogue now too, now that you have gained ample strength. Once you get to a Hallowing of over 15, you get 5 free level ups at that course. Interestingly enough, apparently this, even if you go back to the Firekeeper, give her the Firekeeper Soul, which allows her to heal the Dark Sigil, you don't lose the levels, and the cost of your level ups don't increase. You do pay for healing the sigil though, so I'm not... Someone on the wiki was implying that it's cheaper to do this than it is to get the 5 levels. Although I'm not so sure because it was a pretty high cost. So I'm not too sure if maybe there's a way around that. Maybe people who are into that kind of thing, you know, can kind of min-max it and save yourself some, you know, a few thousand souls. Otherwise, I need to check my inventory here. Ah, and here we go. Undead bones that yet burn. The Undead Bone Shard. Cast it into the shrine bonfire to boost the recovery provided by the Estus Flask. The bonfire's cinders are the bones of undead. And a bone that still burns is a fresh cinder indeed. Before feeding upon death, one must first pray to it. That's interesting. So it says the bonfire's cinders are the bones of undead. So we already knew that the Dark Souls 1 does tell us that the bonfires are all made of the bones of the undead that have kind of turned to ash. With a sword in the middle, which we eventually learn is the coiled sword. Which seems to be... The coiled sword seems to provide some sort of activating effect. The bones of the undead are allowing you to, you know, they're immortal, and the homeward bone will take you back to those bones. But only through using the coiled sword, which acts as like a... The coiled sword fragment acts as a permanent homeward bone. So it's an interesting lore point. This is a bone that still burns is a fresh cinder indeed. Before feeding upon death, one must first pray to it. So I'm assuming that they're saying that feeding upon death means using the Estus Flask, which is essentially like bottling the fire of the bonfire. So you're essentially doing like kind of like the old Buddhist ritual of tucking away the bones of the dead that's done in the East, and revering the bones and that. And then once you have done that, you've added more bones to the bonfire, and thus will get a larger return of Estus from the bonfire when you are returned. That seems to be the gist of it, as far as I can tell. And here we go. The black gaping hole in the flesh that resembles the brand of an undead. The darkness of humanity seeps from this bottomless pitch black hole, the gap filled by the accumulation of the curse. This dark sigil will never heal, but there is a tale told of a firekeeper who returned from the abyss. Right here, soul of a firekeeper who is said to have returned from the abyss, and brought great comfort to a bearer of the curse. So this is how we heal it. We can take the firekeeper soul, and we can bring it back to our fair lady up here. Actually, you have something new to say?
At the foot of Lothric Castle, an old path still runs below the tower in the Undead Settlement. It was used to transport sacrifices to the Cathedral of the Deep. You should see where it leads, if you've the stones for it.
You know, that's rich coming from this guy. If you've the stones for it. You don't even have the stones to leave home here. You don't have the stones to step 10 feet further from Mama Firekeeper over there, so don't be giving me none of that. If you've the souls for it. Maybe that's the better euphemism to use. You're going to need a fair bit of level up to...
Welcome home, Ashen One.
Deal with the Corvians post-haste.
Ashen One, this is much like what lies within me. Then let it find its own place within my bosom. She will understand. We are both firekeepers after all.
Anyway, we have the Firekeeper is now able to heal the Dark Sigil.
Forgive me, sister. May the flames guide thy way.
And it requires 35,000 souls, so I don't understand what people are talking about there. That must have just been some nonsense. Because to be honest with you, there's no way that even 5 levels is 5, you know, 5, 10, 15. That's incredible.
Ashen one, soft I was ashen, ashen, soft I'm ashen. Farewell, made of.
What are we at? 6,200. It seems like it's actually more expensive, because it seems as though that 35k is predicating itself upon what the next 5 levels would have cost me. You know, the previous 5 levels didn't cost 6,200. They probably cost something like 5,200, 5,400, 56, 58, and 6,000. Something like that, right? You know, probably like a couple hundred between each one. Even factoring that in, we're only looking at like 26, 27,000, maybe 27 and a half. It's no way we're anywhere near 35. So that's bunk. Unfortunately, that's not going to get us anywhere. We will burn the bone shard. So now our bonfire level is 2. So our Estus Flask is +1. Unfortunately, I have to now decide between using Heal Aid. I can use Magic Weapon and then Fireball, or I can use... I definitely want to have Magic Weapon, so I can use Fireball or Heal Aid. I'm thinking I'm going to stick with Fireball, but... Having a range damage potential definitely feels like it's worthwhile. Sorry for that. Dropped my controller. Okay, anyway, we have the key now, the grave key. Key to the barred door leading from the sewer below the Undead Settlement to a moist grave. Yes, we've already seen this. Okay, fair enough. We have the 5 sigils. I think that's everything at this point. I'm debating whether or not to increase my sword here to a higher level or not.
Ah, just wasn't it?
Let's see. Refine does put out some benefits, though. $148 goes up to 171, so a raw gem actually would, funnily enough, do better. It's strange with a D strength C dex with 12 and 18, and I'm still falling behind on raw. That's a little bit odd. $111 plus 39 on the refine. So what are we looking at there? What is that? That's 110 plus 40, so that's 150. Yeah, so I'm only gaining 2 damage out of that. The raw is actually not bad, though. I'm debating on what to do regarding a fire weapon. A sharp one would be the nice effect, but I'm not too sure. I'd be up to 161 at this point. That's actually a quite nice setup there. That's actually pretty good. Let's see, what am I missing then? I need 2 more shards. Darn. Well, let's just stick with it for now then.
Ah. Ashen one.
Okay. Alright, we're good. Sorry for that long bit of boringness there. Oh, and I do have the key too, actually. So let's kill the cursed-rotted greatwood first, and then I'm going to take the key to the sewers, to the tunnels underneath, so I can get Irina unlocked. That's odd. Where's the evangelist is gone. Huh. That's the first time I've seen something like that. Oh, and for those who are curious about the graphics, this is actually a reshade Sweet Effects a lighting mod. I forget the name of it, actually. What is, hold on a second. Let me see if I can find the name. It's not Eclipse. I was using it one... Soul's Aspect V2. I took this one called Soul's Aspect V2 Reshade, and then I went into the Reshade settings and turned off one feature. Where was it? That's weird. I turned off one specific feature which kept it from getting really dark. There were some very dark areas in the game. And I don't see the function the feature in the list now here. It just has clarity, colorfulness, adaptive sharpen, HDR tint, Technicolor 2. It must have removed it when I started and reloaded the game, but it's otherwise it's very dark. And I cranked my brightness up to 10 and then threw this on, so it actually, despite, it loses the washed out look to it quite a bit. Yeah, now it's not even, oh, there it goes. You can see it kind of loses that washed out color, gives it a little bit more color depth. Nice. It's a nice one that doesn't really lose the original artistic, how you say, stylation, the aesthetic to it. Okay, we have magic weapon. Let's throw that on real quick. Woo! Holy crap. Crap. Okay, free aiming, that is not gonna work. Crap. I'm playing straight stupid right now, so I gotta be careful. I was thinking that, fire tree, I'd have something going on here, but perhaps not. Got it. Damn it. You need so much precision that a fireball is just not cutting it here. Ah, crud. Got it. Oh, that's still a possible. Oh, come on, man. Gotcha, okay. Oh, that's it. He's down. Dang, magic weapon is something else. I didn't even pay attention to how much damage I was doing to him. And we have a free ember, so that was nice. And yeah, unfortunately that will crush and kill our good buddy over here. Henrik dies, as you can see. Which, you know, honestly good for him. You know, because he may have looked like he was having a good old time, but I bet he was pretty... He was suffering, you know. Poor guy. We don't have any vertebra shackles, so I don't have anything to offer. But anyway, if you kill the Cursed Rod of Greatwood before unlocking the cage guy that carries you and unlocking all this, you'll be locked up for the rest of the game. So that's something that we should be careful of if you're playing a new playthrough and you don't know this yet. You know, always make sure to go talk to the stupid cage thing with the Nana grandson carries a cage, you know, and then around the side path, you know, and go and put yourself in the cage to unlock this. If you ever want to do purple summon stuff where you can betray your co-op partner and such, you know, and you want to get access to the bloodlust katana as well as the what is it? It's a pyromancy that heals you, warmth I think it's called. So those are good options. Alright, I got enough for a level up, so I think I'm going to go and do that right now. Anyone in the chat, sorry I haven't responded to you if you said anything. I just had my phone die. I had to turn it back on so I can see the chat window. I don't have my laptop up and running at the moment. I got a free SSD at Micro Center, and they were... I need to get some new cables to hook it up before I can run my laptop again. Okay, I don't think there's anything else I need from her. So I might consider going to... Oh, hey, and Greyrat is back after only one boss.
Oh, hello. You've come at a good time. It took some prowling, but I finally made a score. Go on, have a gander.
It's interesting that you can tell where Greyrat has been based on what items he has, right? When he goes to Lothric Castle in the end, he ends up with like Lothric Knight greatswords and such. In this case, he ends up with the Zweihander, interestingly enough, the weapon of Siegwart, the Pontiff Knight curved sword, so you could tell he's been to like the Cathedral of the Deep or to Anor Londo and to Irithyll, connected with the Pontiff and to Siegwart, you know. Very interesting how the game really tries to tell a story with all that. The Priest Chime, fantastic. Now we have something better to work with. Let's see. Gentle Prayer recovers HP for a period of time, albeit extremely slowly. Works well equipped in either hand. I remember this being a really useful tool to have in the early game. You can have basically no FP. How much does it use? 13. That's actually, well, I mean, that's half the cost of the weakest heal miracle. You know, as long as you're willing to just sit there and wait for it, it's not bad, you know. I'll have to compare it to the talisman I have. The talisman gives you a poise buff while casting miracles, but that's only useful for offensive miracles, so it's always good to have one good chime and one good talisman. The war pick temporarily boosts stamina recovery speed by sheer force of will, or perhaps as a channeling of the original owner's industrious efforts. This is interesting. I wonder how this would work if you combine that with the rose shield, the blossom shield, whichever one that is, that the grass crest essentially, and like the chloranthy ring and such. Buckler and target shield. So there we go. Now we have all three accessible extra parries. It features a large central protrusion designed for parrying. So yeah, they all tell you specifically a small round metal shield, the target shield. The 4 distinctive protrusions are designed to brush attacks aside, making it ideal for parrying. So yeah, that's interesting. Pontiff Knight shield. Shield of the Pontiff's Knights, frigid spirits that linger in Irithyll. This blue-gray shield, shrouded in a thinly cold air, is light and brittle. I actually really like this. It's only got 73 physical though, but it has very nice defense against magic, fire, lightning, dark. Everything else, that's a fantastic choice for sure. Here's the knight set, assassin set. He actually did quite good. You know, you gotta admit that much. He definitely did some good for us here. He has embers for cheaper for 2,000. Lightning urn. Dragon hunting tool used by Lothric knights. Explodes upon contact, inflicting lightning damage. The knights of Lothric have since tamed dragons, but were once hunters of dragons themselves. This explains their special hunting gear and why they worshipped the sun. So it begs the question, was Lothric, there's seemingly connections to Anor Londo and Gwyn and Gwendolyn and such, but could Lothric have been the kingdom created by the Firstborn? Is it a branch off? Did Guinevere? They're very hush-hush on that whole thing. Pontiff Knife Curse Sword is actually a quite decent weapon here. 123 plus 20. 18 dex required, so we're just able to use it, and it needs 10 intelligence as well. Curved sword wielded by the Pontiff Knight's frigid spirits that linger in Irithyll. The large blade appears to be eaten away by insects, making it lightweight but also brittle. And it is lightweight indeed at only 3.5. Which is, I believe, is a little bit lighter than most curved swords. They're usually like 4.5, I think. Skill is Frost Blade. Execute large spinning motion to imbue blade with frost, and follow through with a strong attack that slashes with a giant blade made of frost. It definitely seems like an interesting weapon. I was never really a curved sword guy, but I think I might actually try that out. Spin to win is always an option as well, of course. Interesting enough, the Lightning Urn has an S scaling with Faith. I got my eye on a few things here. The Knight Shield. I believe the Knight starts with the Kite Shield, not the Knight Shield. So I'm curious of what set this is supposed to belong to then. Or perhaps the starting knight character just doesn't have that for other specific reasons. Overall, it's roughly equivalent. There's the same weight. 50-51 is negligible. The Night Shield definitely is weaker in fire by 6%. It's basically equivalent in lightning, and then loses in dark. Yeah, so the Night Shield actually is weaker in pretty much every metric. It's identical in physical, magic, and lightning by 1 point, you know, so boohoo. But it lacks in fire and dark. So it begs the question, why does this exist almost? 1 extra point of stability is not that different, and it even requires extra strength. This, on the other hand, I could definitely see why it exists, you know. The low physical absorption is sad, but still fantastic. You know, getting that 70 to 80% reduction to all elements is fantastic. And I need to consider the chime as well. Let's see, spell buff of 113 with a scaling of B in faith.
Goodbye. Oh, this place is a bore.
Let's check this out here. Spell buff of 100. Okay, so there's definitely a difference there. It still has a scaling of B, but it has a higher base spell buff, it seems. Unfaltering Prayer. Temporarily increase poise while casting miracles. Preventing enemy attacks from interrupting prayer. The player or prayer. Either one. Works while equipped in either hand. Let's see here. Something like the War God Shield seems like a kind of the best of both worlds in that case. 69, 64, 67 in Fire, Lightning, Dark. 47 magic is a bit lamentable, but 84 physical and 57 stability is definitely a nice balance, you know, that kind of works its way in there and is a better option in my opinion. If you get the strength, the Lothric Knight Shield definitely kind of bests out all of those, really, but I don't know. I've always been a stability horror in these games. It makes a difference, you know, getting that extra 10 stability means that you're taking 10 less stamina per attack. You know, that adds up. It adds up quick. Makes me curious. Yep, it does have the special period animation. And if I compare that to, say, the Caduceus, it's not going to have, yeah, not the same animation. Spell buff of 120 on the Pyromancy Flame. Now that I got the extra faith, it went up by 1. So that is nice. I don't think Chime is for sale. I don't think there's a basic Chime for sale by the other merchant, but I can check. And Yol is dead now, of course. And we have Miss Uria in his place.
Oh, prithee, art thou good Yol's master? I am Uria of Londor, a close friend of his. Thanks to thee, Yol's soul is redeemed. Allow me to express my gratitude in his stead.
And on her hip we see Dark Drift, the legendary katana of the Grave Lord himself, Mr. Rave Lord Nito.
Another matter. That a lord art thou not? Bearer of the dark sigil, and our Lord of Hollows. For the time thou remainst our Lord, we of Londor shall serve thee. And I, of course, am also thine.
And the doll, should it please you. You gotta love Miyazaki's little innuendos that he throws in here. I can't stop giggling about the fact that people at From Software actually told him to not, what was it, something about Melania, or one of the other female characters, Millicent or Melania, where he was going to actually make her barefoot in her normal form or something too, rather than the goddess form or something. And then they were like, no, Mizaki-san, please, no, yeah, don't do that, because they're gonna say that you have a foot fetish. Don't. They already have the rumors out there. And he actually got embarrassed and is like, oh, well, I better not do that then. And that's just perfect.
That a lord art thou not, bearer of the dark sigil. For the time thou remainst our lord, we of Londor shall serve thee. And I, of course, am also thine.
Anyway, let's see what she has to buy. Purging Stone. Ash-colored stone encasing a skull. Reduces undead curse buildup and cures hollowing. Inhabitants of Londor, the land of hollows, use this secret treasure to feign normalcy. Occasionally, a hollow fools even himself and turns on his own kind. So are you a hollow? Posing as otherwise. Yes, of course. See, he is onto something. The guy knew what was up. Perhaps Henrik, I'm calling him Henrik, aren't I? I'm thinking of the guy from Bloodborne. What was his name? Anyway, poison throwing knives. Used by assassins of Londor, land of hollows. The poison is jokingly known as Hollow's Blood. Londor Braille Divine Tome. A Braille Tome of Londor, first spoken by Liliane of the Sable Church. Give this to a storyteller to learn miracles of Londor. This is a forbidden tome, as it offers salvation to all hollows, and conversely curses all things living. And yep, she sells Soul Greatsword, so that's nice, but it's going to be quite a while before I can use that with 22 intelligence requirement. Magic Shield is actually a really decently small, powerful ability to have as well. I believe it was nerfed at some point, but it could still be useful. Sorcery for casters who wield swords reinforces left shield with magic. Shields augmented with magic have higher stability and damage absorption. Even the smallest of shields can be toughened considerably with the use of this spell. The Dark Hand, weapon that allows its wielder to evoke an art unique to Londor, the land of the hollow. It is also said to be an ancient relic of a primordial serpent. The Dark Hand mercilessly saps the essence of its victims, and can also double as a special shield. Cannot be used two-handed. Skill is Life Drain. Embrace the victim and steal their HP through the art of Life Drain, as Kath says. Can only be used against humans. One of the illusory rings worn by the Hollows of Londor, the Untrue Dark Ring. What is this? This is the illusory ring of the Hollow, the illusory ring of the Lord of Hollows. Why can't we get the illusory rings back again? Those are pretty cool in Dark Souls 2 for the no bonfire run. They should always bring back things like that. That was one of the best parts of Dark Souls 2, was that you had that capability of, you know what, I'm going to do an SO1 run. I'm going to do a no bonfire run. Imagine the first guy to figure that out. You know, I'm sure that it was in the guides or something, but like, imagine the first guy to that figured that out on his own. He was like, you know what, I'm just going to do a no bonfire run. Or I'm just going to do a no death run. 0 deaths, you know. Like you watch PewDiePie, 0 deaths. You know, he's like, you know what, I'm going to actually try that. You know, and shout out to PewDiePie, because he actually did a legit no death Elden Ring run. So he's no longer just screwing around. He actually got good. But yeah, like, who figured that out? And they're like, oh wow, you know, now I can make my weapons invisible. You know, it has uses in PvP. Anyway, retain human appearance while hollow. The hollows of Londor are wretchedly aged, fraught with deceit, and dubiously secretive. It is no wonder that they are deeply detested. The untrue white ring. Take the appearance of a phantom, one of the illusory rings. Now, unfortunately, they have ridiculous amounts of stuff for ridiculous amounts of money. The Braille Tome is definitely nice to have. So I'll grab that. She only charges 50 for it, because it's obviously, it's like Bibles. They give them out for free, like join our cult here. Not that I'm calling churches a cult. I'm actually quite frustrated when people say that. Like, let people believe what they want. I get so tired of people just mocking people's beliefs. Just let them live how they want. I'm spiritual and semi-moderately religious to a degree, like a little degree at times, but I kind of bridge back and forth. Anyway, we reduces curse buildup and cures hollowing. So we do need a purging stone. Unfortunately. Or I could just wear the ring. Or just not care about it, actually. It is another option. A Dark Hand is still a nice weapon, though. I believe it got nerfed, but... I'm debating it. The dark hand is really doing some decent damage. That's 182 dark damage is pretty nice. Getting a nice descaling in both intelligence and faith with 14, 15, plus a C on 12 strength and a C on 18 dex. We're getting nice damage there. So that's what 108, 116 physical and 182 dark. That's pretty freaking impressive, especially with how very few enemies resist dark damage. The thing I'm trying to remember, though, is I believe with the Braille Tomes that I can't give them to... I know that much. I can't give it to Irina, or else she will not be able to finish her quest line. But the question is, do I really want her to? Does it matter? Things like Darkblade are a very nice option. Although it requires 25 faith, which is just insane. I swear, every game they always do something weird to curse dark builds, Dark Souls 2, you had a resonant weapon, just got nerfed into the ground to the point that it took 2 slots instead of 1, like Dark Blade, like Dark Weapon. It did less. It gave you less damage increase than Dark Weapon. And it requires souls. It requires 1,000 souls to get the full effect out of it. Versus 0 for Dark Weapon. So it was just the most useless option in the game after people just whined and complained about hexers to no end, right? Dark Souls 3 does the same thing to a much lesser degree, but they still kind of do with like high weapon requirements and no longer having these spices that can lower them. 25 faith for Darkblade, right? Instead of it being like, say, 20 faith and like 12 intelligence or something. Have a hybridization, Some others are kind of like that. Not too much. Dark Souls 3 kind of finally gave it a bit of a of a break, but there's still some, you know, iffy things. And then Elden Ring was kind of the Elden Ring definitely did the same when it comes to some unique damage type weapons, and not dark, since there's no dark damage in the game. Anyway, yeah, you can give it to Irina or to Carla. So, let's see here. I'm going to see if I can look up here about Irina's questline so I don't fail it. Son of a gun. I just got one of those messages. You have used 80% of your data. It's like, how? I'm always at home or at work, like 90% of the time, using Wi-Fi. I have to go manually turn my data off if I want it to just stop sucking my data up, you know, so to where I can't even look at I'll be wandering around the streets of a dangerous large metropolis, you know, at night, and no Google Map. You'd think Google Maps would be like it'd be mandatory. It'd be like 911 or something, right? Where like even if you don't have phone service, you can dial 911. They should have an option where like Google Maps just works no matter what your cell service is. You know, that could save lives. That's like having a freaking one of those little Garmin Trek satellite phone things. You know, that's life-saving stuff. Where like if you hit the button, they'll spend up to $10,000 or $100,000, whatever, to send a search party for you. That stuff is worth its weight in gold. Okay. Apologies. Let me look here and try to find this out real quick. So yeah, that makes sense. So depending on how prepared I am to farm my butt off, I could make this not so long of an event, because I didn't want to wait too long to get some of these miracles. If I purchase all of her holy miracles instead, then it's over, right? You know, then I'll be able to just make her a firekeeper and fix the whole thing. Sorry about that. Okay, Dark Path. If you give her the Londor Braille Tome or the Deep Braille Tome, and then purchase any Dark Miracles, Egon will take her away from you. They can be found after the eunuch's been a bonfire. Okay, he'll be hostile. If you purchase all the Dark Miracles from her, she will no longer sell you miracles, and it gets a bad quest line for her. If you purchase any dark ones, it locks you into that. So even if you don't buy them all, you can't get the good ending buying any of them. But if you buy all the dark ones, then that finishes it to where she becomes insane and such. So we want to try to buy all of her normal miracles first before any of the light ones. Although if I do that, I think it still is going to make me wait to buy any dark miracles until Carla is around. Interesting here. It says, note, if you wait to rescue Irina until you have all the tomes, you can skip conflict with Aegon by giving all dark tomes and purchasing all of her miracles at once. If this happens, Aegon will not remove her from the shrine. Subsequently, he will not become hostile. That's strange. I don't know if it's really worth it. Damn it, again. Okay, purchase all of the light miracles. She becomes a firekeeper and moves to the tower. She sells quite a few. Well, some of these are probably from the... She sells heal, replenishment, caressing tears, homeward. And that's it then. Oh, no. Okay, deep. Braille divine, tome of light, blessed weapon, magic barrier, bountiful light. Yeah, like, so for example, who can I give these to? Other than her. Is it even possible? No. Wow. So that's crazy. So there's a few different ways to mess this up, and if you do that, then the only miracle purchasing merchant in the entire game is gone at that point, right? What happens if she's already become a firekeeper? Can you still give her the tomes? You know, it seems kind of a bad idea. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of trying to figure this out here. It seemed to be saying that if you just buy all of her miracles, maybe they're saying that you have to buy all light miracles, including all of the ones from all of the other tomes. It just sucks that, damn.
Till we meet again, may the dark...
I think the Dark Hand is a nice off weapon to have at the very least, so I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna grab it, try to get some more miracles and grab it.
You haven't given up yet? Then you're a brasher lad than I thought. You can make better use of this.
Heavy gem.
I don't need it. Not now I've flown the coop. The Undead Legion of Farron is a caravan of undead, sworn by wolf's blood to contain the abyss. The Legion will bury a kingdom at the first sign of exposure. Joyous bunch, really.
They sound like it.
Admission to the Legion is a matter of some ceremony.
Indeed.
Inside their keep, snuffing out the flames of 3 altars opens the door to the wolf blood. Even accursed undead want to believe they're special, it seems. I pity the sorry souls. Gaining admit, even I...
Okay. So I think I do at least want to grab the Pontiff Curve sword here. So let's get that. Ooh, expensive. 6K for that. Yikes. Okay, Grey Rat, you are a thief after all. You are indeed a thief. You're making a killing off me here. I think thief is just that's a weird way to say CEO of his own conglomerate. I wish I could compare these to my own current. Well, I'm fine for now. You know what? Why not? Let's grab it. I kind of like the look of it. It's inferior to the kite shield, but I just kind of feel like taking a look at it and seeing what it does. I definitely want to come back and get the Priest Chime, and potentially the Pontiff Knight Shield as well. And the Knight, some of the pieces of the Knight set might come in handy eventually, but...
You can keep the ring as, well, a little trinket of thanks, I suppose. You can keep the as...
Thank you very much, good friend.
Goodbye. And stay safe. Oh, this place is a...
You know, it may just be out of his boredom, his desire to not be bored, you know, but Grey Rat is kind of wholesome, actually. And as what was it, Eliphaz Levi, one of the old occultists, said, desire is the measure of all things. So, where do you go wrong with that, right? Like, if somebody wants you to stay alive, then maybe that'll twist the fabric of reality just enough to keep you that way. Speak of the devil and he shall appear, as they say. Oh, and that's right. Before I go in here, let me take a look at the weapon that we got now. 143 starting damage here. Has less weight than the Lothric sword. It's a DD instead of a DC. The D is lower though, but I doubt it's going to be that much lower once you get +2 on it. It should probably be pretty equivalent. And the Frost Blade says it's going to imbue the weapon with frost, but does that actually increase the damage or just give it a frostbite status effect? I believe it's just the status effect. I'm never really a big fan of curved swords, mostly because I don't like the way the moveset is with like the whole, oh look at me, you know, I'm from a 1950s Indiana Jones ripoff film, you know, it just, the whole like swerving, flourishing orientalist style to it that the one-handed moveset has, you know. But two-handing it is actually quite effective, you know. So I'll give it that. And it has nice range. Let's see here. Follow through with a strong attack. Yeah. Okay. So it's that. Isn't that essentially the same thing, though? Okay, yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't chain it unless you do L2, R2. You can't just do 2 L2s. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let me see what kind of damage it'd do with some upgrades.
Ah, tis good.
Oh, is that a twinkling weapon? I believe it is. Ah, that's why it's doing so much damage to start with. Let's see. Yep, it's going to use my only Twinkling Titanite to upgrade that, and I'm really iffy about that. I'm not really wanting to do that. Let's see. 13 plus 4. So 17 damage increase. As compared to the Lothric Sword, I'd be getting 10 plus 3. So the Lothric Knight Sword plus 3 would be doing 1 more damage than the Pontiff Sword plus 1 would. With a comparable scaling scenario. I really do like the moveset though. You know, that the two-handed moveset is nice, and then the weapon art is actually fantastic. I just can't get over how much I don't like the one-handed moveset there. That's just icky to me. Maybe I just need to suck it up and just try better, you know. Oh, and I want to infuse it potentially too. Let's take a look at that. Oh, and that's, I can't. Okay, fair enough. I have considered the raw infusion though. That would give me a significant significant increase in damage over what my current is, but I don't have the capability to get a sharp one yet, so I think I should hold off until then at the very least.
Perfect.
143. So I'd be at 160. Well, it's not very reliable whether I'm going to get an extra roll out of it. Pretty much identical to the other one around. Okay, oh, I don't have the stamina, okay. Maybe just test it out first. I'm debating about whether or not it's worth it to get into it, you know, and I haven't even tested the weapon out yet. I lose a little bit of poise there, but I think it looks much more swag with the hat and the blue robes, so I'm going to stick with that. And then perhaps I could... Actually, no, that looks... I have to stick to my fashion souls here. This at least looks somewhat decent. And I cannot buff the weapon either. That's another good point that I need to consider. As good as the weapon art is, if I can't buff it, the Lothric Knight Sword is probably going to be better. Alright. Let's go and figure this out then. Oh, what am I doing? I was supposed to go and... Well, I'm going to need more souls for that anyway, so... Let me go and grab Irina. Then I'll come back and give the transposing kiln to Bloodleth. Oh, hello. Why are you over here now all of a sudden? That is really nice, though. To be fair, that's one hell of a nice moveset there. Okay. Whoa. Time out, bud. Time out. I'm all for playing with Doggo, but you gotta stop, bud. The turtles are overwhelming me. Jeez, man. Yikes. That was a very poor showing. Well, it's kind of growing on me at this point. Speaking of growing on me, I'm about to have some pot shards growing on my head here if I don't watch out. Dodge. Oh, bad dodge. I'm actually doing quite effective using that weapon art, though. To be fair. The reach of it is a nice touch. It actually has quite nice range, especially on that weapon art. It's very effective for splitting up multiple enemies. You know, you can lure one out, ramble off that L2 to hit one of them, stagger them, you know, interrupt them or whatever, get your timing right, and then the second one will be approaching right on time, and then you can just hit the R2 right afterwards.
You like poking around in cells, do you? How very genteel. Ah. Taken an interest in her, have you? Well, she's a lost cause. Couldn't even become a firekeeper. After I brought her all this way and got her all ready. She's beyond repair, I tell you. The woman's a lost cause. Couldn't even become a she's beyond
We will see about that. Does not open from this side. Well, what side does it open from? Oh, that's right. Idiot. Okay. Of course. It'll be nice to have some miracles anyway, so I might as well grab this real quick anyway. Okay. I will give that a good rating. Why not? You could have given it a better description, but it's fine. Quest Absolution, I believe, gets rid of your sins, and Dissolution will actually get rid of the Dark Sigil. So that's an interesting detail for those who are not able to, for whatever reason, they don't want to pay the 20,000 souls or whatever to get the key. You can do it there. Red Hilted Halberd, that's where it comes from. I thought you were able to buy that with the ashes. But yeah, the weapon art is nice, but magic weapon, I can cast that and just get that extra AR for so many different combat situations instead of just using 20 FP just for one encounter. I can just two-shot every enemy in this area. I feel like that's much more cost-effective in the long run. At least until I get some higher FP reserves and some other things taken care of. What the fuck? Okay, very funny. I'm not falling for that crap either. Let me just go over here real quick and take care of this. Oh, the Saint's Talisman. Nice. There she is. Now we have full access to everything.
Who is there? Is someone there? Anyone? Oh, please, whoever you are, touch me. The dark surrounds me, nibbles at my flesh. Little creatures. They never stop biting. So please, hold out your hand and touch me. Ah, yes, there you are. So close, indeed. Then I am not entirely alone just yet. Praise the merciful gods above. Oh, forgive me. I am Irina of Karim. I came to this land so that I might be a firekeeper.
Your touch has freed me from the darkness.
Giggity.
You are a champion, then. I am weak and unfit to tend the flames. But if it would not trouble you, might I enter into your service instead? Oh, thank you, sweet champion. I will take my vows. I, Irina of Karim, solemnly swear to serve you.
You would think she would just kind of hang out at Firelink Shrine anyway, right? I'm assuming undead just don't need food or whatever.
You've gone and rescued her, have you? How very quaint. Pitying creatures that are beyond help. Yeah. Very well. I'm sick of looking after her at any rate. I am Egon, a knight of Karim. I am allied to you for as long as you assure the girl's safety. And only for that long. What's the matter? My terms are very simple. I am allied to you for as long as you assure the girl's safety. And only for that long.
Seems simple enough. Speaking of which, I've been meaning to ask. How does it feel riding my dick? That's a Team 4-star reference that nobody will get, I'm sure, but I just had to say something witty when I kicked him off that ledge. I wasn't filling up to getting myself snatched up by that guy when I tried to go through there and grab the... That's what it'll do. If you try to grab the items from down there, he's just going to chuck a pot at you and jump down at you, I think, and all kinds of foul things that a quaint lady such as myself should never be considering. Alright. Ooh, it is way later than I thought it was. So I'm gonna end up stopping this pretty soon. Sorry we didn't get much of anywhere, but what can you do, eh? Heavy gem. Ugh. Could have been better. Oh, is he up there? How are you still up there? Shouldn't you have reset? I guess when I reset the game, it resets him. I did it again too. I panic grabbed the item and I forgot what it even was. Okay. It wasn't of anything of much use though, if I recall, so. Oh well. Anyway, we've been through all of this. So I'm gonna go up here and finish out this stream by trying to get past the Outrider Knight. Probably failing. To be honest with you, I probably shouldn't even be trying that because I'm going to lose my souls when I do. I want to unlock the bonfire just past him. After which point I won't have to worry too much about anything. Okay, I need 100% stability shield. What do I not have here? 13 strength. Okay, I don't have enough there. Alright, fair enough. I'm intending on trying to run past him, so I don't think I'm going to have to worry too much about... Yeah, see, it's not even going to work anyway, so it doesn't much matter. Oh, and I had 1,800 souls, too. Wow. Good. At the very least, I've unlocked it. There we are. This is actually a great vantage point with which to snipe him now, too. Oh, I forgot I had the ring on, too. That may actually have maybe a wee bit contributing to me getting my ass handed to me there. I feel a little bit bad cheesing him, but what can you do? Isn't there an item in here too, actually? Somewhere? I think I already picked it up then. Okay. And we have a new weapon, so I'll read this off real quick. Irithil Straight Sword, 124 plus 17. So what is that? That's 141 starting damage. It is also a Twinkling Titanite weapon. So it would compete with the Pontiff Curve Sword for Twinkling Titanite at this point. Straight Sword bestowed upon the Outrider Knights of the Boreal Valley. This weapon is enshrouded in frost and causes frostbite. Every Outrider Knight one day devolves into a beast, constantly hounded by Pontiff Sullivan's black eyes. Skill is Stance, same as normal. While in Stance, use normal attack to break a foe's guard from below and strong attack to slash upwards with a forward lunge. Same moveset.